What's good, y'all boys, man? We're back with some more college football ultimate team, and today we're gonna go over all the best abilities to use on your card. You know what I'm saying? Now we got 12 AP on both offense and defense. So today we're gonna talk about like the best abilities overall and the best, what I think is the best combination of abilities to run. As you can see, I've got all of mine used right now. Though that is, you know what I'm saying, something that could possibly change going forward, depending on how, the game shifts and moves. So we're gonna, you know what I'm saying, get right into it, man. The first position we're going to start off is on our offensive side is our quarterback, which is typically the most important player typically in the offense. You know what I'm saying? One of the more valuable pieces, especially. And what I like to run, or I've seen work the best on a quarterback so far in this year's game, is the dot abilities. It's kind of a staple for most people to have the dot ability, especially most quarterbacks get it. Most people run it. It's 1 AP, so it's not costing you. It's the only real. Like, I don't think you say it's a negative. It's just sometimes it can feel like a waste of AP for the 1 AP. Even though it's only 1 AP, sometimes it is kind of it feels kind of bad when you have that ability on there and they still miss him because he's still gonna miss. He just misses just a little bit less, so you're still gonna have some inaccuracies, but it does definitely boost. And another ability on the quarterback that you know what I'm saying, if you like what I'm saying, to sit behind the backfield, you know what I'm saying, you like to move around a little bit, you know what I'm saying, rolling out or whatever. You want to have a magician, or as of right now, some guys get it on silver as high as they get into at the moment. So it definitely helps when you're like in the pocket, you're trying to like maneuver, you know what I'm saying, evade sacks and still, you know what I'm saying, keep your eyes downfield. Another thing, you know what I'm saying, you want even further go an extender or mobile resistance. These are guys, both of these, this is going to help you break off sacks a little bit easier. It works for both DBs and linebackers and D linemen, even though it says just DBs, it breaks from, you know what I'm saying, both kinds. And the mobile resistance kind of like when you're trying to scramble around, you know what I'm saying, throwing a run type of stuff. And another ability, if you don't, you know what I'm saying, scrambling is not really your thing, whatever, you like to sit in the pocket to make them quick, you know what I'm saying, accurate reads, you got good pocket movement, I would advise you to use step up. It's only 1 AP, and it's one of those things that it really will help if it's like your style of play. If you're real comfortable in the pocket and you know what I'm saying, you don't got hot feet, having step up is definitely a way to go, and it's on silver right now. So yeah, those will be my options. That, you know what I'm saying, quarterback. You can stack your quarterback up. You know what I'm saying? That's how you feel about the game. It's just for me personally, I like try to keep it at a minimum, as much as minimum as I can with my play style. But now moving on to the running backs, there's only one ability that I really think if you're the guy that using abilities on your running back, you know what I'm saying, or you just want to have at least something on them, make them a little bit less bland. The only ability I think you need on a running back is shifty. Like shifty is the only thing that I think really makes a real difference. A lot of people like swear by workhorse or recoup. I tried workhorse and recoup. Like when I did the game, like he still got really tired. He got beat up real fast. So I'm not. I don't know. A lot of people love workhorse. I'm not a fan of workhorse personally. I don't know. It just maybe I don't use it right. I don't But he get. It seems like my players get beat up more when I got workhorse on them. But something that sidestep is cool. And 360 is cool, I guess. But I don't think either of these make an actual difference at the level they are. Probably on the gold or platinum levels, maybe they'll make, defenders miss a little bit easier. But on the bronze and silver level, they don't really do much. This balance, whatever. But yeah, shifty. It allows you to move so much easier. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you got a return man, you not in your running back, you can put this on anybody. If you have him on your return man, that's probably gonna be your best bet to get a return touchdown. That's something you're interested in. And just overall, the way it allows you to make different cuts in behind the backfield, you could definitely notice when a guy has shifty versus when he doesn't have shifty. The next position we're going to talk about is our receivers. And most receivers in the game, like regardless, all the high tier receivers would rather get all the same, level of abilities. And what I got right now, I'm running is two press pros, one silver, one bronze, and then a takeoff on bronze because all the takeoffs are on bronze. Takeoff is probably like the best ability as of right now, and but it's still on the bronze level, so it moderately helps. You'll definitely notice though they will like outrun DBs unless your opponent, specifically shading over top. But I know a lot of people don't talk about it, but I kind of like Press Pro, at least on the silver level. I kind of like it a lot because they seem to activate kind of the same way, and it's a 1 AP receiver. I typically don't throw, streak balls if their cornerback is off. Because a lot of times they playing off, they're having a shade over top. Sometimes you will notice though, the takeoff will let you get it behind them, but when they're pressed off, or no, I'm saying they're backed off coverage, I'm saying that won't really help you. And when it comes to cutter, which is another ability, I'm saying it was really popular early on, I don't think it's that valuable anymore because Most of the receivers you're gonna have out there have solid route running already. And on silver, even gold, probably doesn't help you too much, just because a lot of people have gone off the man meta into a zone kind of meta. So with the zone meta, the cutter, like while it still helps you run a little bit crispier routes, it's not really gonna help you get too any more open against zone coverage, in my opinion. Moving on to the O line, which I don't invest into the O line at all. If it, you know what I'm saying, any abilities or overall coinage wise, I don't really typically like to invest in, because if they're going to lose, they're going to lose. But the only thing I can see, like a valid reason for you to have it on your O line, is probably the quick drop as a way of kind of countering quick jumps on defense. That's the only reason I can see you like needing an offensive line ability. The rest of these abilities don't show up enough for you to, you know what I'm saying, consider wasting AP on it. Unless that's like your thing, unless you like a really got a guy where you just like to, you know what I'm saying, you like to tote the rock or something, like you want to ground and pound on silver, you just trying to tote on somebody, then I guess. But for otherwise, I don't really think it'd be a real necessity to have any abilities on the offensive line. Moving on to the defensive side of the ball, the first person we're going to start up was our safeties. And as the way the game is right now, there's only like a couple abilities I can even see, you know what I'm saying, plausible, especially with the update to AP that you'll have on there. The best one, I think, in my opinion, is probably the ball hawk, just because it let them break on passes, you know what I'm saying, better when the ball's already in the air. It's kind of like a boost, I guess, kind of like, and it can help it either in man or zone, though. In man, you know, there's only so much they can do with a boost with man coverage or whatever. But if you're a zone kind of guy, I would definitely recommend ball hawk. And I can hear the argument for house call, but at the silver level, picks still get dropped at a high rate. So, and I say, even with this ability on, there's still a possibility of dropping a pick. And then you're like, oh my, you know what I'm saying, you wasting, you know what I'm saying, you wasting AP. They're not gonna react any better. They're just gonna catch the ball, so they have to react before they catch it anyway. So that's why I feel like ball hawk is a superior ability. And robber was something I tried out, and I like robber. I'm a robber guy. I just don't think it helps as much on the bronze level for guys who already have the 90 zone threshold. So they already got 90 zone. I typically would stay away from the robber on all my DBs. It's just because it doesn't really boost too much while it's on the bronze level, though I do think it helps if you wanted to put it on a user. I think that would be a great help. And yeah, for the safeties though, the only thing I could, these would be the only three I would recommend on safeties. And like aftershock used to be something that was real big. Now that it's 5 AP, I think that's a complete afterthought. Moving on to the cornerback position, I have similar thoughts to the cornerback position that I do with the safeties, especially because now I moved off the man heavy scheme and more into like a zone base, maybe switch up kind of man kind of defense. Because I used to run, you know, jammer. If you were a man kind of guy, like yeah, man corner. Like, now Denard isn't a man corner, but he does get, you know what I'm saying, the same abilities on the silver level. If you were a man, you know what I'm saying, you were a man style of defensive kind of guy, I can definitely see why you wouldn't go ball hawk. And you, if you were to go with either of these two, I would rather go with jammer over blanket coverage. Even though blanket coverage is a great ability for man defense, the thing by man that makes it so effective is the ability to make the receivers like take time, you know what I'm saying, make the quarterback hold the ball. And I think this is more important because think about it, if you have, you know what I'm saying, I think this gets countered a little bit easier with cutters, maybe just route running stats in general. But then this one also gets countered if someone has takeoff or press pro. So I think, you know what I'm saying, it's a real talk. These are more easily countered. So that's why I think the game is kind of shifted from a man style of defense into a zone scheme, just because, you know what I'm saying, receivers are better now. They're going to get open more. There's no real imbalance where the cornerbacks are just significantly better anymore. So I think the zone has really taken over as well. I can run around with ball hawk. Next, we're going to talk about our coverage linebackers. And to be honest with you, I kind of wish they had the ability to get ball hawk, because if they did, that would be what I recommend. But as you know, without getting the ability to get a ball hawk, there's almost nothing I would recommend to run on a coverage linebacker. Well, let me not say that. House call will be a good one to help you catch the picks. Not saying that'll help you, but like I said, it's not guaranteed still. And then robber, if you wanted to run anything like to make a super user, like if you just had the AP sitting, I would recommend having your robber. If you have 3 AP to spare, a robber would not hurt. I can attest to that. Just because they're going to move, you know what I'm saying, they're going to move better in coverage. It says move better in zone coverage, but I think that's for more like a user rather than just the AI, because they make, on your user, they move extra fast. They move way faster than normal. You know what I'm saying? They're more agile. So I think this is like a boost to the user stat more so than, you know, a boost to the AI. Onto the defensive line, man. Like, I don't know what I'm about to tell you isn't something you haven't already heard, but the only There's only a couple things I think is worth having on your D line. Now, before the patch, Aftershock was something you wanted to have on all your D line, but now there's 5 AP. You're going to get 2 of them at most anyway, so that's kind of like out of there, right? And the next thing you want to have on D lineman outside of that, it would be quick jump. Now, the problem with quick jump is not cut. You can only get it on the bronze level. While it still helps, play action passes counter it, and it's a little bit harder to get pressure with just being on bronze. Now it will boost sometimes, but I don't think it's consistent enough for the 3 AP cost versus what you can do, you know what I'm saying, with the rest of your AP. You know what I'm saying? If you don't really care about having, you know what I'm saying, coverage out, you just want to go all in with it. I would recommend just go full on, get 4 of them then. You know what I'm saying? That was the thought process behind it. You just want to get extra pressure. I would say go get 4 quick jump, and then, you know, it will show up a little bit, but just having, you know, just one stray, you know what I'm saying, you might not, you know, get anything out of that. Some other things you might want to have on your defensive lineman that could help is the grip breaker. I have noticed this works pretty well in the run game. It's just, like I said, at the bronze level, they're not that consistent. And then take down the silver. You're having trouble sacking the quarterback, I guess, but then that's kind of a wash because they don't miss tackles at that much of a rate. Like, this helps sack the quarterback. They're not gonna miss him that much. Enough. That's fine. Enough to make, you know what I'm saying, this is a necessity to have and wrap up. Like, again, you know what I'm saying, standard tackles, it's a D lineman, man. Option disruptor could help, but then again, you just set it to where they just mess up the option anyway. And that's kind of a, you know what I'm saying, some of these are just like washes in my opinion. The only thing I would recommend if you're going to put any ability in the D line, run quick jump. Yeah, all right, boys, that should just about do. I think I've covered every position group in the game, and this is kind of how, so this is how I kind of think about it. You know, I feel like I have a solid, you know what I'm saying, or at least okay perception about how it is. But yeah, just to go over what we got on my personal setup, I run a Badai and a Magician, 1 Shifty, 2 Press Pros, 1 Silver, 1 Bronze, and a Bronze takeoff, which could, you know what I'm saying, I was running 3 takeoffs, and then the abilities on Miro. When I got GT, I decided to switch over because, you know, so I had fun running the ball with GT. He's been fun. So the offensive abilities could be set to change, but those, you know what I'm saying, a few abilities, you know, are the top ones in my opinion. And as for the defense, we're running 5 ball hawks and 1 workhorse, which we're probably going to end up running 6 ball hawks just because I think that's the best expenditure of your AP on defense at the moment. I don't think there's anything else that's really worth it having on defense. But yeah, I think that just about clears everything up, man. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments how you guys run your defense. So, like, if you're a man guy that's saying does blanket coverage go crazy for you, let me know what setups you guys run down below in the comments, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get better too, man. I'm trying to get my, you know what I'm saying, sometimes my abilities don't light up, so maybe I got the wrong setup, man. So yeah, let me know down below. And if you enjoyed the video, man, leave me a thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated as always. You like what you've been seeing on the channel, man, think about hitting that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. We're gonna be pumping out this content continuously. And until next time, boys, I'll see y'all.